nuptials, marriage. Should I get married? Rico.toro. Shout out and blessings to you, wherever you are, mi gentes. Should I do the nuptial thing? Should I marry her? Stay tuned, I'm gonna come back to that. So first I wanna shout out all the good people, Been meeting a lot of cool people on the ground here in the dirty Sosua, Republica Dominicana. And, I'm just blessed and fortunate to, have you guys supporting, watching the channel. And, when I have the pleasure of meeting you guys in person, it's just like, reminds me that, people recognize real, legit content, information, or sometimes just some nonsense and entertainment. But I appreciate you all. And so, contact information in the description, as well as the Cash App. So, just a little bit on that, if somebody buys me a drink, most likely, I turn around and pay it forward and buy a random bartender a drink, or when I'm, paying the lady that cleans my apartment, or the facility maintenance people on the property here do something for me. Usually I'm thinking back to that person that might have saved me 200 pesos on a random drink or two, and I'm paying it forward to those that help me, so that's what it is. So anyways, just to clear up any speculation or rumor. There was no recent fight. Toro did not get jumped in the street. As mentioned in a previous video, back in the end of October-ish, I can't even really remember exactly, but it was like a week or so before I went to the States, which was November 6th, which I was scheduled to go for family visit. Yeah, there was the little, little incident where, I got slapped, I retaliated, and it was squashed. Real short and sweet, no bumps or bruises on my end. And then there was the flying elbow I caught from the chick trying to change positions unexpected. She didn't want to go all fours on that day that way. So, the elbow came flying back. Anyways, that's it. I don't know if there was anything more than that, I probably would be keeping my ass in the house a little bit more. But anybody that's here, anybody that's been coming down here visiting or living here, they know I'm outside. I'm out a lot. I'm not, and it would have been obvious. There would have been like another incident of probably some new damage besides the black eye that recently healed up kind of quickly. Thank you. But there would have been probably more too going on than that would have kept me in the house a little longer, a little more, if such rumor or speculation about me getting my ass kicked or jumped or whatever, would have been an actual thing. So don't believe the hype. You could hit me up directly and I'll tell you. I'm pretty much, if it happened outside, if you ask me about it, if it's something happened to me, most of the time, I have nothing to hide. I'll just be like, yep. you know, and I haven't gotten in like a real close fight or took an ass whipping probably since like middle school. So I wouldn't be ashamed to admit it. Like if I fell victim to or on the receiving end of such. So to the original question, should I get married? Should I marry her? So I find this to be an interesting topic, with friends, be they old or new, visiting, that like to travel, like to dabble, and you get asked sometimes, depending on people's circumstances. Close. Got some work going on outside. So, a couple years ago, like a year and a half ago, more or less. So, one friend of mine, got remarried, and his older brother had his opinion about it because it was the guy's second marriage, and the older brother was like 44, the younger one like 38 at the time, and I call these dudes NFL and NBA because the older brother's like 6'4", 280 at least, and the younger brother's like 6'7", and probably like 240. So NFL, NBA. So when the younger brother was on his final single man's trip with his older brother before getting married, he's telling about it, and the older brother's shaking his head, and so I asked him. I said, why are you getting married? Can you just live with her? Just enjoy it? And he's like, don't worry, I'll be able to travel still. I could use my brother as a reason to travel. When he travels, I travel with him because they live in different states now. One lives like in the Northeast, the other one lives like in the Southwest part of the U.S. So I don't want to give much more details than that on these brothers. Their lives are private. But so basically, the lady's family is really religious, and I guess he didn't want to let her go, so the only way he could continue to, I guess, live with her was to marry her. So he married her. And then here's what kind of happens. Say you come down, say you're somebody that was single or maybe in a relationship and traveling 3-4 times a year. And you had good reasons. You're like, okay, it's a friend from high school's bachelor party. We're going to Punta Cana or to a resort for the bachelor party or this or that. And then all of a sudden, eventually it gets cut back to like, or you could only swing that like once a year. Whether it be for financial reasons, because maybe your family dynamic is changing, or that's pretty much the only like bro time, mancation time, getaway that the old lady's willing to put up with at a certain point. So, a recent new friend of mine, I met recently traveling here, is in a relationship at home, and he's kind of young, decent amount of years younger than I am. And, so he asks, it all depends on how somebody poses a question to me, how I'm going to answer. So he asked me directly, should I get married or should I marry her? I said no. Said if can you just live with her, and should there be any children involved or on the way, you know, be a loving, supportive, caring, involved father. But you can live with her a year or two, and you know, as such, that would be my recommendation. You know, if you really love the woman, I can understand wanting to stay with her. And, you know, however, if someone, you know, when I was working in New York, a lot of co-workers were younger than me and getting married for the first time, having children for the first time. And, you know, if they approached me kind of like the elder statesman I am, and they said, I am engaged, we are getting married, I would shake their hand and wish them the best. Because like I said, they said, I am doing this, we are doing this. At that point, I say, you know what, shake their hand, God bless, wish you all the best. But in these situations, guys traveling and dabbling that are single at this time, if they ask me directly, should I get married? No, is my answer. You know, I don't really believe in the Western world's ideology of, you know, I'm not anti-marriage. I just also believe in, you know, I don't believe in signing up for the expectation of monogamy if you're not the monogamous type, I guess. Granted, I don't really think, you know, I don't really necessarily, it's a whole nother conversation, but I don't really think that you could consider a good woman or a good man necessarily by someone that, you know, is monogamous. There's other factors involved. And everybody cheats to some degree, I think. Everybody does. Just about. You know, in the United States, in Canada, in Europe, in the South America, Central America, Asia, everybody for the most part does. So I think in 2021, about to be 2022, damn, time flies, the idea of monogamy is kind of like, you know, goes back to the Flintstones. It's just not today's world, not today's reality. So, like I said, if somebody has set their mind to it, they're getting married, I will shake their hand and wish them the best. It's my opinion on that, y'all. Stay blessed. Boom. Hit the like. Hit the subscribe. Rico.t.toro.